Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am up with Crystal from Pineapple Papers for Off the Board. Now this is a series that she started in July, and she did it every day for a month, and some of us joined her on some of the days. So now we are doing it again every month, the last Wednesday of the month. So this inspiration from my Pinterest board that I have chosen is this page sketch here. It is was posted on scrapbook.com. I'm only going to use one side of it over here, and my photos don't exactly match up either, so I'm going to change that around. But it's just about being inspired from Pinterest, so that's what I'm going to do. This is going to be my background paper, and this piece up here, I'm just going to go ahead and let that represent it. I also have pulled out some things from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I have these, and then I have these two photos from Hearst Castle. So let's see what I can do.
Alrighty, so I really like the fact that this pattern paper looks like a notebook, and I decided to hopefully treat it like a notebook page. And I went ahead and have my photos laid out like this. And then I decided to use this cut apart label paper as just a kind of element to the page. I wasn't really concerned with using a patterned paper there, so I just made it happen. And I don't know why I am struggling so much with getting the paper just right, because the notebook lines are pretty much hand-drawn, so they aren't like anything where I have to have something completely and utterly straight right there, so it's just the way it is. But I do like how the color kind of pops out up at the top there, and it's not, it kind of looks like a stripy pattern paper, so I'm definitely happy with how it's looking, so there we go. And this is one way to make sure you get a landscape and a portrait photo onto a page. So I have already fussy cut these roses out of that One Canoe 2 paper, and no worries, you guys. I am not going to make you watch all of that fussy cutting. I don't mind watching fussy cutting, but sometimes I know people have a very visceral reaction to fussy cutting, so I'm not going to subject you to that. So there you go. I did decide to cut off those leaves, so I guess you got a little bit of fussy cutting after all. Didn't need them whatsoever. And look, I just lied to you. Straight up lied to you. Told you I wasn't going to make you watch me fussy cut, and here I am fussy cutting more of these roses. Now these roses are super easy to fussy cut. Lots of long lines where you just hold your scissors completely still, like your cutting arm, and then you move the other paper with your other hand, and you just take long strokes while you move your paper. You don't want to do like choppy strokes like you see kindergartners cut, because that will not give you such a smooth cut while you're doing the fussy cutting. So I figured I would lay out just a fussy cutting tip, since I lied to you and made you watch it after all. Now I am going to have a diagonal line of embellishment, and that is because I am using that Pinterest inspiration there. Sorry if you can hear the big truck outside. It sounds like somebody is getting something delivered out there. I have no idea what. So now I'm just going to figure out how I want to lay on those roses, and no particular reason other than what looked best to me. Not exactly sure what I'm doing here. Trying to pick out something to do. Oh, I think I was looking at the inspiration piece, looking at that Pinterest pen to just try to get an idea of something to do.
Alrighty, so back from the voiceover, the outside noise was just getting a little bit too loud, so I decided to stop. Now, I probably could have re-recorded the first part of that voiceover, but guys, I just don't want to, so I'm not going to. Kind of like a one-take kind of gal here, guys, so what you get is what you get. Now, this is something that I have been doing off and on recently, probably for about the last year and a half, and that is making these little like double banner things kind of hang down. And that is just because I like it. I mean, no other reason. I would hope that we are all putting things in our scrapbooks that we like, and we're not just doing it because it's a trend. Hopefully, like that would make me sad if people were putting things in their scrapbooks just because it was cool to do it right then instead of something that they loved. So anyway, that was kind of a sad moment. So I'm adding these little pop dots right here, or they're not really pop dots, they're foam squares. And that's just gonna give my little banners a tiny bit of lift so that it's not just flat on the page. And here I'm just trimming off the flowers that are hanging off the edge of my layout here. And there we go. And so this layout, for some reason, I don't know if it's the background paper, I don't know if it's the fact that the photos are in this big fancy dining room and there's like a ketchup and mustard just plopped down on the table. That makes me really just love this layout, but I really just turned out like loving this layout. It could be it's the papers and the supplies that I'm using as well, because I am totally in love with this indigo and ivy collection as well. It just works, and I like the gold bits with it, so who knows? Who knows what it is exactly that I am just all about this layout right now, but I really just love it. So I'm using some words. There are plenty of words in this collection for you to use to embellish, and I really do love embellishing with words. I don't know. I guess I feel like it helps tell the story a little bit. Maybe that's why. Could be why. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. I know that I've got, some more embellishing to do on this page. I don't want to over embellish, but I don't want to under embellish either. I like, for this layout, more was not more. I was just looking for that nice sweet spot. And do you guys do that? Do you guys have specific ways that you like to embellish? So a lot of the times, more is more, especially if I'm scrapbooking Disney. Disney is always a more is more situation. But sometimes I'm really liking a minimal page, and sometimes I'm just like, I just gotta find that little comfy spot where there's not a whole lot of embellishment, but there isn't too few embellishments. It's just a weird little thing. So these are some gold foil clear stickers, and they came in some Maggie Holmes collection, I'm pretty sure. I'm not exactly sure what. Now this chipboard was a little thick for me, so I pulled off some of the layers, and that is a huge thing, you guys. Most chipboards will peel off layers really easily. So if you're able to do that and your chipboard is just feeling a little bit too thick for you, do it. Just peel off the layers. It works so great. Now here I am taking this kind of wreath sticker and cutting it up, and I'm using it to be able to place it on multiple places here on my layout. And as you can see, I'm doing it there. Now I'm going to turn it around because I'm trying to figure out what I can do. I'm trying to get it in 3 places. So I figured I would add it here and then I just wrapped over the sticker, but it kept popping back up, and literally just like 3 seconds ago, I trimmed off the edge. So then this one is going here, and there we go. So now I have the little gold wreathy things throughout the diagonal, because my decoration is kind of going on a diagonal. And it has always been a struggle for me to call scrapbooking embellishing, like it just has. I called it decorating when I first started scrapbooking, before I knew what all the terms were. And then journaling, I would always call it the text of my page before I knew that there was a term called journaling for it. So sometimes I still think in that way. Sometimes I still think I've got to get some text on this page, and sometimes I'm like, let's decorate this thing. So, I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. You can call it whatever you want. I mean, I do call most things whatever I want anyway, so there you go. So now I have these clear gold stickers, and these gold puffy stickers, I don't remember where they came from. And I don't have any packaging for it because I am a big anti-packaging person. I can store more in my storage solutions that I have without packaging, so I try not to keep a whole lot. So the title of this layout is going to be The Place with the Ketchup, for 2 reasons. One is because it is the place with the ketchup, and it was amazing to me that, William Hearst would have his tables set with, multiple forks, multiple spoons, multiple plates, multiple glasses, because, you had to have your water glass and your wine glass and this glass and that glass. But smack down on the table, without putting it in any sort of fancy thing, was a bottle of ketchup and a bottle of mustard. And apparently that is how he liked to have his table set, which was pretty cool, actually. So we were really just entranced by that, and I had to take a picture of it. So I'm using these Kaisercraft little tiny, and these are little tiny letter stickers, and they're in a like a dark khaki color. I think they're actually called mocha or something coffee related. I just don't remember right off the top of my head, and I can't quite make it out on the sticker sheet. So there it is, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you again.